I am Dr. Malik. Today we'll talk something about gut-friendly foods. Gut-friendly foods, the intestine-friendly foods, the foods which are acceptable to our gut. That means our stomach, our intestines. What is the acceptable food? What is the acceptable food? And by taking which food? The bacteria. I told you, thousands of species of bacteria, crores of bacteria, which are very, very helpful, are there in our intestine, stomach, intestine, etc., etc. Total 10 to 13 meters of intestine. You have very, very, very friendly bacteria, thousands of species and crores of bacteria. What is the food that is very friendly to them? Let's go for it. See, gut friendly foods. Number one, the things which you should not take, processed foods. Don't take any processed foods. See, these processed food, they cause behavioral changes in the bacteria. So the bacteria in the gut changes. Please don't take them. For example, preserved foods. See, any food that is available in packets, bakery foods, packeted foods, please don't touch them. Anything that has got a label, please don't take them. Processed foods, bakery foods, packaged foods, please don't take it. And at the same time, drinks and diet drinks, totally avoid. Because they contain lots of sugar, which is totally detrimental to the body bacteria. It kills the body bacteria, and unnecessary bacteria will come up in the body, which alters your body structure, and you will start, particularly there are 2 or 3 terms. Number one, see, healthy bacteria, unhealthy bacteria, leaking gut. Yes, what is this leaking gut? That is nothing but the intestine, the small intestine, the large intestine, the stomach has got an inner lining called mucosa. This lining gets disturbed. This is the lining which absorbs all the nutrients and supplies to the blood and gets into the blood. This mucosa is disturbed. There is no absorption. This mucosa is disturbed by unnecessary worst foods like this, and there is no absorption. Please, very, very, very important. And unhealthy bacteria will produce unnecessary products in the body. Necessary, most friendly bacteria will produce small micronutrients which are very, very, very useful to the body. And one more thing is, these healthy bacteria will produce some small chain fatty acids, etc. There are so many products from these bacteria which are helpful to the gut, which are very healthy bacteria. Don't disturb these healthy bacteria. So antibiotics, please try to avoid. That's a different issue. As much as possible. And drinks and diet drinks, no. Flour, particularly, try to take only whole grains. Whether you are taking rice, millets or wheat, try to take the whole grain. Please don't make flour. Flour is also not acceptable to the gut. Don't make wheat flour, rice flour, maida, etc. Don't use those products. They are not acceptable to the gut. Only whole grains are acceptable because it has got fiber. The whole grain has got fiber, but very least fiber is there in the wheat and rice. Maximum this fiber, 9 to 12% fiber is there in millets. So we are all advising only millets, small grain and maximum fiber. That is the best for your gut, and all the autoimmune diseases are going to subside with this. So vegetable seed oils, don't take these vegetable seed oils, for example, peanut oil, til oil, etc. Don't take outside in shops. Don't take ready-made oils. Please, these packeted oils, these bottled oils, don't take them. They are very, very, very dangerous. They are full of mineral oil. Please try to make homemade oils, for example, village made oils, cold pressed oils, village made oils, cold pressed oils. And the best is ghee. To use, what is the best oil for cooking is ghee. And number two is coconut oil. Olive oil, some people say it may be expensive, forget about it, but that is also only cold pressed. And peanut oil, till oil, these are all only from cold pressed, that is village made oils. We call it ganga, village made oils, cold pressed oils only. Don't take packaged oils at all in outside shops. They are carcinogenic. They contain so many, all mineral oils. They are all mineral oils. Very little seed oil they contain. Okay. And sugar and jaggery, I have been telling you, avoid completely. Sugar should be avoided. No caffeine, no sugar. And jaggery, don't take any jaggery that is coming from sugar cane. You can take from some jaggery that is coming from palm tree. You can take some amount of jaggery. For sweetness, you can take some amount of jaggery that is coming from palm tree. Okay. And fruit juices, avoid all bottled fruit juices. It doesn't contain any pulp. Take the fruit as a whole. Take the fruit as a whole. Never take fruit juices. Pulp taken out fruit juices, not good at all. Particularly bottled fruit juices, try to avoid. And the best to your gut are salads, vegetable salads, and some fermented foods are very good to the body. For example, pickles. Homemade pickles, and particularly some fermented foods. Vegetable salads and homemade pickles are excellent. At least daily you must take some amount of homemade pickle, which is very, very important to replenish the healthy bacteria. Particularly vegetable salads are excellent for your gut health. Vegetable salad you must take almost daily. It's very good for your gut health bacteria. Nuts, as you know, it is very good in small quantities. And fruit, at least one per day. Fruits are very, very, very good. They are also a fully fermented good fruit will contain lot of bacteria which are very, very useful for the gut. Yes. And anything which is whole grain should be encouraged. Don't take flours. Please try to take whole grain. Don't take atta. Atta is not supposed to be the food to be taken. For example, you take wheat atta, that is wheat powder, or rice powder, or maida. These are not supposed to be taken because the gut is not prepared for that. Human gut is not prepared for that. You must take whole grain. Whole grain will contain some covering, some fiber. So you must take the whole grain only. Don't take attas. Don't encourage attas. Atta, that is powdered grains, are not to be advised. We don't advise because the only thing is it contains. It is not to be taken by the body as such. You must take whole grain with coverings, and the advantage is lot of fiber, particularly when you go to millets. Particularly if you shift to millets are containing 9 to 12% of fiber, which is most helpful for the gut bacteria. And millets are to be encouraged to reverse all your problems like obesity, and your thyroid, your sugar, your BP, your hypertension. Everything is reversed by millets. High fiber containing millets, 9 to 12% millets. And milk, I told you, milk is also not to be advised. Milk and milk products to be taken very little. Particularly you can take just 1 cup of curd per day, or you can take buttermilk, which contains lots of lactobacillus, which is bacteria, which is milk curdling bacteria, most important. So please, among the milk products, don't take any other milk product except curd, little curd, buttermilk, and ghee. Ghee can be taken as a cooking oil, or you can use it like in the food also. But as a cooking oil also, ghee is one of the best. Coconut oil also is very good, and rest of the things only cold pressed oils. Rest of the things are only cold pressed oils and village made cold pressed oils. Be cautious about food. Be cautious about these food products. Anything which is naturally you are getting, don't make any artificial products, avoid packaged products. Encourage millet diet. Don't make millet into powders. Don't make millet powders. Millet flour is not advised. Millets as such should be taken. The whole grain should go in. The concept is the whole grain should go in. The fiber should slowly open up, and the carbohydrate should be slowly absorbed, so that the pancreas acts slowly in sustained way, not as a insulin gush. So here one more thing I want to tell you is, even if you are not a diabetic, even if in India, see, if 30% are diabetics, 30 to 40% are diabetics, take it, usually they say 30% are diabetics, but rest of the 30% are pre-diabetics. What is pre-diabetes? Pre-diabetes is nothing but your sugar levels are normal. Your sugar levels are normal, but your insulin is very high. You have high insulin levels, hyperinsulinism. You have very high insulin levels. This is called pre-diabetes. Your sugars are normal, but your insulin is very high. That means insulin production is very high. You have high hyperinsulinism. At one stage, you will develop insulin resistance, and the sugar levels goes suddenly up. So pre-diabetes is also one of the dangerous conditions. This is what we call metabolic syndrome. Pre-diabetes, obesity, pre-diabetes, so many things. So all the autoimmune diseases, mostly they are secondary to the gut malfunctioning. Gut bacteria are not enough, or they are not functioning properly. That is the reason you are getting most of the autoimmune diseases. Try to take all these precautions. Try to avoid flours, for example, wheat flour, rice flour, millet flour. Please try to avoid flours. Take whole grain, and as much as possible shift to millets, and any packaged products, any packaged food, try to avoid. No sugar at all, no jaggery, particularly from sugar cane. Please, you can, because sweetness is must in some things, you can have small quantities of the jaggery coming from palm tree. Please be cautious regarding these things. Be little cautious about these things. Encourage the gut health. If your gut health will ultimately determine your body health. That's very important. You will lose your obesity. You will become once again non-diabetic. Everything can be reversed once you follow these things. Don't neglect the food. Please. And one more thing is, just don't go on taking snacks everywhere. Snacks are not advised. Try to maintain some good interval between the foods. You take the breakfast, you take the lunch, you take the dinner. Try to maintain at least 8 hours. 8 hours or 6 to 8 hours gap between diet to diet. Don't go on taking every 2 hours some food, and that is the worst thing one can do to the body. Don't go on taking some snacks. Don't make give rest to the stomach and intestines, and particularly your pancreas needs rest for some time. It should not function continuously. It should not, particularly give rest to the gut at some time or other time. So at least 6 hours to 8 hours rest is needed in between your diets. For example, your in our diet are pulses. All the pulses with cover. Don't remove the cover and take. The cover is very important, rich in fiber, rich in everything. Pulses are very, very, very important in your diet. Pulses, all dals. For example, so many dals are there. Dal, the pulses mane dal. Those pulses are nothing but dal. These dal foods are very very important because they contain protein and carbohydrate in equal quantities. Protein and carbohydrate in equal quantities, and the carbohydrate and fiber also. Fiber, protein and carbohydrate. Don't remove the cover and eat. Please let the cover be there. It should be covered. So you must take whole grain pulses. Whole grain pulses. So pulses should be equally taken as you are taking other grains. For example, you are taking millets in the breakfast, lunch. Please take in the dinner pulses, more pulses. In whatever way, you take whole grain. You take whole grain pulses in the night. You can make it, you can just put them in water 6 hours and then you can fry them or whatever it is. In whatever form you want to take pulses because it is rich in protein. And the carbohydrate available in pulses is not, it's a complex carbohydrate. It's a complex carbohydrate, not just easily absorbed. So complex carbohydrate. Please take pulses. Pulses are must. And one more thing is pickles. Pickles are a must in your diet. Pickle is a must in your diet, and particularly fermented food. Fermented food should be there. For example, what I do is I cook millets in the night. Millets in the night. By 9 o'clock I cook and keep aside. In the morning by 7:30 I take that millets. Previous night cooked millets. In that I will add two spoons of curd and little pickle. Make it completely mix and then eat. Very tasty. Very tasty. And this fermented millets will give me lot of healthy bacteria. Pulses, millets, fiber. These three are mixed, so you'll get good amount of carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate. And number 2, very good fiber, and number 3, very good protein. Protein carbohydrate mix. Please be careful. These are all the things which are giving you a good gut. If you are having good bacterial flora in the gut, and if your gut health is very good, your total health is very good. You don't get obesity, you don't get thyroid, you don't get, and particularly hyperinsulinism is very very important. Okay, so you don't get insulin resistant, you are not getting hyperinsulinism, you are not going to the state of pre-diabetes. Diabetes is one stage, pre-diabetes is another stage. Pre-diabetes is that stage where your insulin levels are high, but sugars are normal. That is also dangerous. This is also causing vascular problems.